So our learning target today is I can add and multiply unit fractions to build fractions greater than 1 using visuals. So today we're going to start by looking at 6 times 2, which we all know is 6 times 2 is 12, right? And that's really what we're really thinking about is our relationship between multiplication and repeated addition, because 6 multiplied by 2 is really 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. We're adding 2 6 times, right? So we're going to use the same type of thinking when we're multiplying fractions. So if I said 6 multiplied by 1/2, what we're really doing is we're multiplying 1/2 6 times. So I could say 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we've grouped them in groups of 2 because 1/2 plus 1/2 is equal to 1. So what it becomes is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 3. And it's the same thing with 6 multiplied by 1/2. We have 6 multiplied by 1/2 is 3. It's also equal to 6 halves. Because when we're multiplying a whole number by a fraction, we only multiply the whole number with the numerator. So 6 times 1 is equal to 6, and our denominator is going to stay the same. There's a trick when we're looking to multiply a whole number by a fraction. So if I said 6 multiplied by 1/2, if 6 is a whole number, is a fraction, there's a secret agent 1. That's what I like to call it, a secret agent 1 under every whole number. 6 over 1 is the same as 6 wholes because 1 divides into 6 6 times. So we can just multiply across. 6 times 1 is 6. 1 multiplied by 2 is still 2. We have 6 halves, and 2 divides into 6 3 times when we skip count. 2, 4, 6. So we have our 3. So 6 multiplied by 1/2 is equivalent to 3, and it's also equivalent to 6 halves. Using repeated addition, like we did here by grouping our fractions so that they're equal to 1, we're able to find our answer to this multiplication problem. If you see something that says, I'll erase this. If you see something that says 9 copies of 1/4, it's the same thing. If we're making 9 copies of 1/4, we're adding 1/4 9 times. So I would need to group 1/4 into groups of 4 because that's my denominator. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. That is equal to 1 whole. Now I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 copies, so I need to add another group. Which is also equal to 1, right? We have 4 more copies. So now I have 4 copies here, plus 4 copies here, so I have 8 copies total, and I have 1 more copy that I need to make. So I know 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and I have 1/4 left over from my 9 copies because I only have 8 here. So I'm going to fit this in over here. We're going to add just 1/4. So that's equal to 2 1/4. We have 4 copies here of 1/4, which makes a whole. Same for over here, makes a whole. And then we have our 1 remaining 1/4. Now we can use the secret agent trick to help us. 9 multiplied by 1/4. I know there's that secret agent 1 underneath my 9, and then I'm just going to multiply my denominator, which is 4, 1 times 4, and then I'm going to multiply my numerator, which is 9, multiplied by 1, and I have 9/4. So 9/4 is the same or equivalent to 2 and 1/4. We know that because if we skip count 4, it goes into 9 evenly without going over twice, and there's 1/4 left over. So there's our twice and our 1/4 left over. I'd like you on the next slide to try one problem using repeated addition, and you can use the secret agent 1 trick for the second problem.